Welcome to the Webb Report. My name is Stuart Webb. Tonight we're going to talk about aliens. So apparently we don't have more important things to talk about than aliens. So aliens, I guess we're focused on that now as a society. Just a few days ago, Trump, let's just play this video and then we'll go from there.
President Trump says he is directing the Pentagon to open files on aliens and UFOs. The president says it's because of the, quote, tremendous interest.
But why now? That's the question. As CBS's Ed O'Keefe shows us, it may be related to a comment former President Barack Obama recently made.
The truth is out there, somewhere.
Where are they?
I don't know.
And now, President Trump is promising to begin the process of identifying what the government knows about UFOs and promising to begin.
Oh, let's go back here. I want to read this. Okay, so this is a post by President Trump. Based on the tremendous interest shown, I will be directing the Secretary of War and other relevant departments and agencies to begin the process of identifying and releasing government files related to alien and extraterrestrial life, unidentified aerial phenomena, and unidentified flying objects, UFOs, and any and all other information connected to these highly complex but extremely interesting and important matters. God bless America. So that was February 19th, 2026. So we don't need to worry about the sick people that are doing terrible things, that also are basically running our society. We don't need to bring them to justice. But we do need to give the public something to gossip about and talk about, which is aliens. So that's the focus now, aliens. And they've been prepping this for a couple of years now. It is a big distraction. Yes, of course, there's, in my opinion and my theology, we believe in other planets with other life on it, okay? But not necessarily that can come here to this planet, because that's unless God allows it. But I would not trust what our government, which half of the people that run a government are implicated in terrible things. Let's not trust them to tell us the truth about extraterrestrial life. I wouldn't recommend that. So let's continue playing this. So this was just a few days ago.
President Trump is promising to begin the process of identifying what the government knows about UFOs and aliens. Earlier Thursday, he accused former President Barack Obama of allegedly revealing classified information when Obama was asked on a podcast about aliens.
They're real, but I haven't seen them, and they're not being kept in, what is it?
Area 51.
Area 51.
He made a big mistake. He took it out of classified information.
The former president's confirmation that we might not be alone.
That's it. We got aliens.
Led to so much online speculation that he quickly felt compelled to clarify his stance on Instagram, writing, "I saw no evidence during my presidency."
All right, so that's enough of that. It's similar to this Savannah Guthrie thing, and I was going to cover that in another video. Maybe I'll do that. But right after the Epstein files dropped, Savannah Guthrie's mom got a couple days later, it's a huge story that she was abducted, and it's just very random because no one really knows who Savannah Guthrie is. But anyway, back to the aliens. So I really do like this scripture, and I think it's wise for us to read this. And it's in Ephesians 6. Finally, my brethren, here we go, 11, verse 11. Put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all, and having done all to stand. Talking about putting on the whole armor of God. It just continues going on about that because that's what we're dealing with, devils, demons, unclean spirits. That's what we have to worry about. And the wicked on this side that are in the flesh, okay, working with the other side. So now, in regards to this scripture, let's go to what the world government has been working on for decades now, CERN. So, if you haven't heard of CERN, it's the European Organization for Nuclear Research. Okay, they call it CERN, and it also apparently, if you look down here, it was where the internet started. Interesting. But CERN is in Geneva, Switzerland, which is basically like its own. It's kind of like the Vatican, I guess. That's how I would look at it. I would view it as like it's where all the global powers meet because it's like a neutral territory. But if you don't know what CERN is, at CERN, this research center in Geneva, Switzerland, they've built what's called the Hadron Collider. We're going to play this and talk a little bit about this because I think this all ties together in what they're prepping us for. But let's just play this.
Enter the Large Hadron Collider.
According to the Guinness Book of World Records, the Large Hadron Collider is the biggest machine on the planet.
This thing is huge. It's a 27-kilometer underground ring located at a CERN facility near Geneva.
That's interesting. Just look at the shape, and it's 27 kilometers underground. Who's paying for this? Like, is this coming out of our tax dollars? Like all the nations of the earth just paying for this thing to be built? Let's continue.
Switzerland.
The reason the Large Hadron Collider is so large is because it has one task: to destroy the smallest particles possible so we can better understand how they work.
The LHC is a really big particle accelerator. Basically, it's a bunch of magnets strung together that accelerate subatomic particles to near light speed, so we can literally smash them together and see what they break up into so that we understand what the fundamental building blocks of those particles are.
Great. Does that sound like a good or safe idea to anyone? Like, so they're basically doing, essentially, they're trying to smash these atoms together, which, I'm not a scientist or anything, but the atomic bomb was splitting an atom, and now they're trying to smash atoms together at light speed to try to see what happens. Just to see what happens. To me, what they're trying to do, I think they're not just doing this just because. They're trying to open up like a portal to the spiritual realm. This is kind of the what's it called? The not the hidden secret. It's like the open secret. It's the open secret of CERN. But let's continue just kind of watching the rest of this.
The protons and electrons that the Large Hadron Collider work with are so tiny that the task of making them collide is akin to firing two needles 10 kilometers apart with such precision that they meet halfway. And how the Large Hadron Collider does this is incredible.
The LHC needs a really high vacuum environment so the subatomic particles don't interact with matter. If the subatomic particles were allowed to interact with matter, they'd be annihilated and lost. So within the LHC ring, there's a tube that is kept at very high vacuum that the particles travel in. Subatomic particles can be accelerated in rings like the LHC or by linear accelerators. In a linear accelerator, we accelerate the particles in a line rather than around a ring. And linear accelerators really help us to get the particles up to speed before we inject them into a ring. The LHC has two linear accelerators, LINX 3 and LINX 4, which produce the particles and inject them into the large LHC ring.
I would say that there's far better uses of our resources, far more praiseworthy and worthy in general, worthy causes that we can put our resources towards, like putting criminals that are doing terrible, heinous things in jail, than trying to smash particles together and open up portals. So that's look. The alien thing just brings up all these kind of things that we've been seeing over the last few decades that are now they're just telling us openly that they're doing this kind of stuff. And so use good judgment and discernment to understand and to know what, if anything, you're being told is true, but what you're being told, if it's true, or if there's elements of truth to it. But this whole alien thing topic that's been coming up now on the presidential level now, we're talking about 1996 Independence Day with Will Smith and Jeff Goldblum. Like, okay, we're going to band together to fight the aliens so that so that you're distracted from what's really going on. Like that's what I feel like is happening. But I wanted to just finish with D&C 129. So this talks about the discerning of spirits. And it basically, we'll just end with this and read the whole thing. There are two kinds of beings in heaven, namely angels, who are resurrected personages having bodies of flesh and bones. For instance, Jesus said, "Handle me and see, for a spirit hath not flesh and bones, as ye see me have." Secondly, the spirits of just men made perfect, they who are not resurrected but inherit the same glory. When a messenger comes saying he has a message from God, offer him your hand and request him to shake hands with you. If he be an angel, he will do so, and you will feel his hand. If he be the spirit of a just man made perfect, he will come in his glory, for that is the only way he can appear. Ask him to shake hands with you, but he will not move, because it is contrary to the order of heaven for a just man to deceive. But he will still deliver his message. If it be a devil as an angel of light, when you ask him to shake hands, he will offer you his hand, and you will not feel anything, and you may therefore detect him. These are three grand keys whereby you may know whether any administration is from God. So, going back to the Ephesians scripture, we need to put on the whole armor of God so that we can discern between good and righteous spirits versus devils and demons, etc. And also, just deception in general, because I'm not saying that the wicked can't, the devils and demons, they can, I'm sure they can possess, they for sure can possess bodies, right? So certain animals or creations that were made here by the wicked, spirits can possess those creations. So could there be things that maybe we perceive as alien in the future? Potentially. But you need to be able to use good judgment and discernment and good discernment to tell what that stuff is. Yes, look, maybe this topic maybe it's a little bit deep and out there for most, but we're talking about the President of the United States is saying that he's going to disclose alien technology and that disclose alien encounters. And so really this topic, I mean, it shouldn't be, it's not taboo to discuss. We have the president saying that he's going to disclose certain things that are from another realm, essentially, right? Or from another world. Now we need to use discernment as to what those things are, where they're from, if they're from God or the devil, and all those things. But of course, there's life outside of this world. It's just a matter of the bounds that God has set for this world. Okay, we need to. There are boundaries, and that God has set. Whether He allows the wicked to violate those boundaries to condemn themselves, that's up to the Lord, but not up to us. It's not up to us to decide that, but we do need to use good judgment and discernment as these things progress. Again, the President of the United States and Obama, the former president, is saying, "Oh, there's aliens, and it's all gonna come out." Okay, that's very interesting. We need to use our discernment as to what that all means and why would they do this now? What's the agenda? All those things. So again, yes, I know it's aliens again that we're talking about. It seems weird and taboo, but we do need to discuss it because this is now a mainstream thing at the highest levels of government now that it's being discussed. So anyway, that's all I got for you tonight.